Good morning, my friends. Here we are back for our weekly chat. I'm sitting here in front of the stupa here in Natural Bridge, Virginia, and I wanted to talk to you about a question that maybe often come in our minds. It's like when we are in a situation such as the one we are going through now, the question might come, what am I supposed to learn with that or from that? I would say if these questions comes to your mind, you're on good tracks. Most people will say, who is responsible for this? In the normal situation, we try to find a culprit, a scapegoat, somebody who would be responsible for this misery. That comes from the very deep ignorance of the situation. Out of ignorance, mind divides itself into a subject and an object, both having a substantial autonomous reality, and this confusion generates resentment. Our mind is turned outwardly, looking at who is responsible for this mess. In mind training, there is a chapter that invites us to bring to the way, bring to the path of Bodhi. That means all mishaps, anything that comes into your life that is not really wanted. And how do we do that? This chapter will come in first two steps. The first one is drive all blame into one. And the second one is appreciate the kindness of everyone. Drive all blame into one. What does it mean? Find the real cause for the suffering you feel. The usual tendency is to blame someone for that. Well, we know that if we go down this road, there is resentment, bitterness, exclusion, anger, and then words and actions that bring back a backlash of suffering. And if we don't want to have the suffering and the sort of extra load of confusion, we have to find another way to deal with it. So drive all blame into one is to really sit and look at what is happening truly. We're not looking for a cheap and easy solution. We're looking for a true resolution of the problem by identifying the cause and working to eradicate this cause. So in the previous stages of the training, mind training, we were taught to consider all phenomena like a dream, having no essential substantial reality, appearing and being felt only through the interdependent production of the perceiving mind and the natural creativity of mind springing from our subconscious, if you will. And then when we understand that, we realize that the self of the perceiving mind, which is just a superimposition of a concept on the quality of mind that is cognizant, and the alleged reality and solidity of the object are just an illusion. Doesn't mean they do not appear, but they don't have substantial reality. Just like an echo, like a rainbow. It appears, but doesn't have any substantial reality. So we've been meditating on that. And then we've been meditating on standing and taking, cultivating loving kindness and compassion. So we have a basic training that allows us to really work with any situation as they come to us, beyond my personal preferences, likes and dislikes, trying to cut through the confusion that sort of create a veil of delusion on our perception of the reality. So how do we do that? Drive all blame into one, come to know that if something arises, is that causes were created for that. From ignorance, action, action bringing effect. So the outer phenomena is not the primary cause of my suffering. The outer phenomena is like a sort of a catalyzer, something that sort of jumpstart my reactions. The real problem are my reactions. two people, different, going through the same situations might really react differently. One will not be fazed by this experience and actually find that through this he or she can learn a lot. The other one, and no matter what the situation is and how powerful the situation is, might feel overwhelmed and become angry and resentful and so on and so forth. So we can see that the actual object is not the primary cause. The primary cause of the suffering is the ignorance of the situation, and the ensuing cause is the very self-centered reaction we have. We want a happy life, we don't want problem, we want to push away anything that is trouble. That's how we create our own suffering. If you integrate what comes to you and ask yourself, what can I learn through this? What is really going on? Then we are in a good position to find the cause of suffering and eradicate it through our meditation. But here this chapter is more talking about action. And then the second part of this chapter is acknowledge and appreciate the kindness of everyone. And I would say everything. This is a hard one. When somebody does something to you that you deem unpleasant, quite naturally the reaction is hatred and resentment. Or sort of a stupid compassion, sort of lovey-dovey, oh, it's all fine, I love you all, big lie. If you really look at what comes to you, you see that, yes, I'm pissed. But I am pissed, no matter what. I could be pissed in other situations, even if it was pleasant. If it's a bad day, I'm pissed anyway. I'm constantly grumpy. So that's me. That's on me. And what this outer situation is actually offering me is a very good platform of understanding of how my mind works. So instead of being angry at this person, now you could say, thank you for showing me how angry I am, how grumpy I am, how unsatisfied I am. And thanks for that, because now that you pointed out to me, I'm going to work with it. I'm going to look at it, I'm going to go into it, and drive all blame into the real source of the problem, which is not you, but the way my mind processes this situation. If you can do that, then there is no outer obstacle anymore. There is no outer difficulties. They're up and down in the way you're going to manage the situation, but generally speaking, you're really working with the main cause of the problem and using the right tool to find a resolution. Let's call it a liberation. And then you find that, hey, that's a very, very helpful situation. I don't like it, but I learn a lot from it. And then later on, I come to like it because I learned so much from it. That it was a good situation. Okay? I will leave you now to your contemplation of these few words and meditation. And see you soon in the future. I hope you all stay well, take care of yourself, and goodbye for now. Bye.